This is a short tutorial. Actually, not short. It's going to be longer than I wanted it to be, but here we go. We're going to assemble an iCar in Iclone. It's not confusing if you just follow the instructions, but some people do better with visuals. So here we are. We've got the iCar body shop, which is available here at Reallusion Store. It's an old model, but it still functions, and all the vehicles still function. So, and they also work in Iclone 6, the current release. The first thing you need to do when you're in here is either buy the kit, which includes the chassis, the wheel tools, the door tools, and the car bodies themselves, like this truck here, or you can assemble your own. It tells you right here you need to install the Bonus Mechanic Tool Kit pack for iCar Body Shop to work properly. Free download. So if you download this, it's gonna, if you click here, you're gonna get a download link. Just save it and install it in whatever version you have. I have mine installed in Iclone 5 to demo it there, so I'm not going to download it. And then below that, it gives you how to assemble an iCar, how to make a custom car, how to change the texture, etc. Read through those. And what we're going to cover here is how to make a custom car. How to assemble an iCar is basically the same instructions. The only difference is you get a chassis with it. Well, I've created what I call a dummy chassis, and I'll show you how I use that, so that when I do a custom car, I don't have to rely on the basic bought package for a chassis to put my wheels on. It makes it a whole lot easier to assemble the car if you have a chassis with connection points for the wheel tools. Anyway, we switch over here. This is how to make a custom car, and in here, iCar, how to make a custom car. Down here at the bottom, I believe, there's a link to the Sketchup Warehouse. If you go there, you'll find this model sitting here, and you say download. I download the KMZ from SketchUp. When I download that, it downloads as a KMZ file. If you go into the folder itself, which is this one, you take the file itself. I'll show you exactly what I do. We'll download KMZ, we'll save the file, we'll put it here. It's a Google model, and save it, and then come back into that folder, and the Google model here is KMZ. What I do is I right click on it and I rename it. I change this last 3-digit extension to zip, and it'll give you a warning, yes. A KMZ is a compressed file. So if you open that and look at it, there are the images, the models, the DAE file, which has to be converted. When it exports it, it goes into this folder, and it creates a DAE file. Then you come into the FBX converter, you add the DAE, and you hit the convert button, and it sends it to the same folder, only as an FBX. You hit convert here. I'm not going to do it because I've already done that. And then in 3D Exchange, you would import it back in here. Now this is a model, my own personal model, that I'm going to use instead of going through all the changes with the Sketchup Warehouse, which I don't particularly like their models anyway. They're 3DS based. This is a single mesh automobile body that I'm going to use to create a working iCar inside of Iclone itself. First thing you need to do when you get it is you need to make sure that all your components are broken down. When it first came in, it comes in like this, and then I take each group and break it down. First there's a car body, and then there's 3 parts that make up each wheel: the cap, the rubber, and the rim. All those parts are broken down for left and right side. If you look at these 2 here, this is, hit the letter F, you should be facing the tread. This is the left side of the car with wheels face that direction. I turn that off, turn this one on. This is also the left side, only it's going to be the rear tire. Just go ahead and make sure everything in here is centered where the grid line runs directly through it and through the front here. Turn that off and check the other side. Now there's two for the other side. If I choose this and hit align to center, it should be lined up just like the left side. Same thing for this one. So now we have 4 wheels that are aligned to center for the car. We have the car body, and then we export that to Iclone itself. Hit F and come back, and there you go. This is the way it starts inside of 3D Exchange. Then you export it, of course, to put it into Iclone, iCar Body and Wheels Demo Model. I've already got this in there. I'm not going to export it. This is just for demonstration purposes. But you take each one down and you convert 4 wheels and a car body to an iCar. That's the end of part 1. And I'll be back with part 2 where we're actually in Iclone and we start to put the car together. Okay, in Iclone, we've got the model was imported by props, and then I took the props themselves and broke those down. If you bring it in here, you're going to come in with this. I'm going to go ahead and turn these off. This model here, I'm just going to hide everything. And then when you bring it in, you're going to bring it in like this. It's going to come in as a single model, regardless of the materials. I can load materials here for the car bodies if you're more comfortable with that. And this is what you actually bring in. When you look at this and you bring it in, it's going to have the plus sign, which is the root node that holds everything in place. You've got the car body, the left front group, right group, right front, and right rear. Okay, each one of these needs to be subcomponents. So all you have to do is hit the letter I and hit detach. Detach, 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 and detach. With these detached, you no longer need this node itself. So these are visible. They've already been detached. I'm just showing you the procedure. You just detach it and get rid of the root node. You can now got the car body and the 4 wheel groups. Right rear, right front, left right, or left rear and left front. So I'm going to take these out because they're already in the scene. And you bring it in and then turn everything back on. Here's the what's called a fake car body chassis. I'll show you how that's used in a second. First thing you need to do is assemble the car. It's easier if you take the car body itself out of the scene. That's going to be the last part that gets connected anyway. You take the right front wheel group and the right front wheel. This group that you create or import goes to the right front wheel. If we hit the letter S, we come to the side. It's the right wheel group. So it's easier if you do this. Turn off everything except the right front wheel and the wheel you're going to attach to it. It's the right front wheel group. It's going to the right front wheel. The reason you do that is so that it will not pick the wrong tool to attach it to. So take the right front wheel group, hit the letter I, which brings you here, and attach to right front wheel. Make sure you attach it to it. Once you've got that, just hit minus and turn it off. Next item is the right back wheel group. Turn that on, and the right back wheel turns on. Take this group, pick, and attach it to the right back wheel. Close that and do the next one. Each wheel group has to go to the wheel tool. Turn the left back on, turn around, the other side, which is letter A by the way, and we're going to attach that to the left back. Left back, left back. Naming really helps. Fail to attach. Okay, so take the left back group, attach to the tool. Okay, turn it off, and you've got one more to do. Left front wheel group, or left front wheel group to the left front wheel. Turn that on, and you'll notice left front wheel, group, attach, done. Once you've done that, you can turn all your wheels back on. Okay, you don't need the car body yet. And then in the instructions, if you read it, it says align the wheels the best you can to the car body to position your wheels in the proper position. Then you're going to detach. You also need to set the opacity for these tools to invisible. So choose the first wheel you've got in your list, hit the letter Y, and the first thing you're going to come up to is the wheel tool because it's the root. Just leave it there, and I'm going to leave just a portion of it here and the opacity down here available, and we're going to set that to 0. Do it for each wheel, and every time you click on it, the wheel tool will become visible, and it's just more efficient to do them all at one time. Okay? Once that's done, then you can take the wheel itself, hit the letter I, comes back here to the attachment point. It's already attached. Just hit merge. Merge. And when you hit merge, the plus sign goes away. Merge. Merge. And merge. Now you have 4 wheels with tools attached. If you hit the letter Y, the material's still there, but you've also got the 3 materials for your tire or wheel, whichever one you want to call it. So all 4 tires are ready. Now the car body is invisible, but within this, I told you I created what's called a fake chassis. Now within this fake chassis, I created 4 connection points. If you hit the letter F, you're going to hit the front of the car, which would mean this is the left front, left rear, right front, right rear. So you connect your tires to the correct point. Choose the right front wheel and hit the letter I. We're going to attach it to here. Just click on the big box. It's the right front. And then you choose the correct node. Did I say position? No. Let's check that again. Hit position. Right front dummy. Position. And there it goes. There's your tire in place. Okay. Same thing. Left back wheel. Pick here and choose the left rear dummy position. Okay. Then we've got the left front. Pick on the big box, which is the center chassis itself, fake chassis, and we're going to attach it to what? Left front wheel, left front dummy position. Okay. The dummy is centered. The boxes are just guides of where your wheels are going to go. The right back wheel goes next. Pick parent. Click here, choose this, and we're dealing with the right back wheel, right rear dummy. And that's it. Now they're all attached to the proper location. Once you've got them attached and in position, hit detach. Make sure you detach the wheel tool. Detach and detach. Now once that's done, you no longer need the chassis. So you can either leave it, hide it, or delete it from the scene. You don't no longer need it. What it does, it helps you position your wheels a whole lot faster than it does manually positioning each one. And they're all evenly spaced, etc. So I normally just take it, once I put that into the project, just for a guide, and delete it. You no longer need it because nothing in here is functioning based on it. So turn the car body back on and position that where it should be by choosing the letter W and move it up. What we're going to do in here is scale it so that it fits that chassis. And this is just the default chassis, so I have to rescale my car to fit on there the best I can. So I hit the letter R and extend that body out. Move it forward, W, and you want all your wheels to fit under the wheel wells. You don't want them any larger than you have to have. This is a sporty Rubik's Cube model. So now we have the car body in position. The wheels are in the wheel wells. And we need one more thing in the project. And that's where we go to the next step. Once you've got everything in line and everything set up, then you're ready to go to the next step, which is actually linking, attaching everything to the spring tool, and then animating your car. And that's as far as we need to go on this part. Part 2 has ended. We'll go into part 3, the spring tool, which is the next step. Okay, we're in part 3 now. If you look, when you install this kit, Mechanics Tool Kit, you got door tools, spring tools, and wheel tools. The wheel tools is what we use to attach our wheels to, so that we can align it properly to the center and that it stays on the ground and is level with what's called the spring tool. And the spring tool just guides the car. It's what actually contains all the code that tells the left front and right front wheels to turn and to rotate, and the rear wheels to rotate. So what I've done is, the next step is to bring in the spring tool. The recommended version that they said to bring in is the stiff spring, so I brought it in. And in the stiff spring, there are 2 parts to it. I'll turn the car body off. There are 2 parts to the stiff spring. There's an upper and a lower. Everything that does not roll, basically, the car doors, hood, deck lid, bonnet, whatever you want to call it, gets attached to the upper spring. The wheels themselves get attached to the lower spring. So we take each one of these 4 wheels and we attach it right here, hit the letter I, and attach to lower spring. Doesn't matter which order it is, you just put them back on there. Right front wheel attached to here, left back wheel attached to here, and left front wheel attached to here. Now all 4 wheels are attached. The last thing to get attached is the car body itself. So leave it off so you can see the spring. Leave it invisible, in other words, hide it. Hit letter attach to and put it on the upper spring. And that's the only thing that gets attached to it. Now with the stiff spring, you can hit the letter Y, and once again you can change the opacity to 0 if you want to, and it hides the entire spring because it's all one color base. But I'm just going to leave it on there for now so you can see it. The car body is now attached. The wheels are attached. The next thing you need to do once you've got everything on here is you need to load the drama script. It says import drama script. Now when you do that, it's going to go to the drama script of the iCar Mechanics Tool Kit, and even though it says LUA AML, it does not seek the AML for some reason. Hit star, dot, star, asterisk, period, asterisk, and there they are. Press enter, and there you go. This is the script we're going to use for this. It's the stiff spring. This is the stiff spring. So we open it, and now once that's on there, if I come out here, this model acts like this is Iclone 5 now. This model acts like an actor. So you can hit follow cam actor, you can follow cam bird. And you do that, and if you right click anywhere in the scene while the stiff spring is selected, you right click on it and say move. Now it'll move forward or backward. We'll move forward first, and we'll click, say here. And your wheels will turn, your tires turn in that direction. I'm going to do it again. Control Z. I don't know what happened there. Let's go ahead and take it out. Okay, just want to make sure. I must have clicked on the wheels. Anyway, go back to the follow cam, bird, and move forward. We'll do it again. We'll just bring it slightly over here, like this. Watch your wheels turn in that direction, then they'll straighten out. Then you do it again, move forward, and we'll go over here left a little bit. And the wheels will turn in that direction. And let's say we want to go backwards. I don't know why it's doing that. All cam bird. Move backward, and we'll click over here. The car will back up and come back to that location. Don't try and do a 3-point park. You'll work yourself to death trying to get it to do that, but the idea is to get the car to move from point A to point B. It will also follow paths if you have a path set up. So if we go in here and we do animation path, go over here, create a path. I'm going to come over here from the point of, hit F for this, F. We're going to put a point underneath the car and start doing a path here. Do animation, create a path. We'll start it from, say, here to here to here to here to here to here, back around, and then have it drive straight towards the camera here, and that'll be the end of it. Now with the iCar, all you have to do once you're at that point is right click on it, say move forward, and pick the final point on the top on the path that you want to go to. I'm just going to click this once I choose the command, move forward, and click on this last node here. And what it will do, it'll turn to face that path, and it will follow it until the very end without having to stay position. You can, once it's finished its turn, you open the timeline, you'll see there's an animation sequence which can be stretched to slow the car down, or you can make it smaller to make the car move faster. And then it's going to come down the path, and it's going to stop right here where the camera's at. And there you go. And that's how you assemble an iCar. It's not that hard. Don't make it any more difficult than it has to be, and you'll get along with it.